There once was a girl who lived in a small village in a desert. She enjoyed every day of her life to the fullest, but it should not last, because one day she committed an act that was to change her life forever. The girl's loving mother had warned her of the strangers who roam the area and desire offerings for the dark powers they worship. But the girl didn't listen to her, and so it happened that one evening she gave freedom to a stable of sacrificial goats in a nearby ravine by cutting the ropes that held the goats with the knife her father had given her. What should be a harmless prank turned out to be the worst decision of her life, because without her understanding it at her young age, she had awakened a force that nobody could control or fight. The ground suddenly started to shake and purple lightning flashed across the sky. A huge crack opened in the ground which swallowed the entire village from one moment to the next. When the girl regained consciousness, she was deep down in the abyss. She clutched her knife tightly as she brushed through the seemingly endless darkness, deep under the desert. She didn't know how much time had passed, and whether she was the only one from her village who was still alive. But her urge to survive led her deeper into the caverns. She used everything she could to survive: rotten fruits, food that seemingly was left behind by others, and everything she could find. And she steadily followed a light which led her deeper and deeper into the darkness. She entered a cave that was illuminated by a strange and unnatural purple glow, and in this glow she realized that she was no longer alone. Around her she recognized crawling creatures moving toward her. One of these creatures lunged at the girl and pushed her father down, but she stuck her knife into his pulsating heart. The creature was dead, but its skin had covered the skin of her arm. In panic, the girl wanted to remove it with her knife, but to her horror it broke on the creature's unnatural skin, which was as hard as steel. Where her skin and the creature's skin met, her skin tingled in an uncomfortable way, but the girl was determined to survive and use whatever she could. With the help of her new skin, she defended herself against the rest of the creatures and survived day after day. She noticed how the creature's skin spread over her body, piece by piece. Terrified at first, she soon wondered how best to use it to survive. First, her second skin crawled over her torso and arms, then gradually over her legs and over her head. As it spread over her arm, she felt the strength in her arm increase. As it lay over her legs, she realized that she could use the second skin to run at speeds that no other human could ever reach. And the first time the skin closed over her eyes, the girl opened them and suddenly could see more than ever before. She felt the skin gradually becoming part of her, and while welcoming her new skills, she also was afraid. She had started hearing a voice. Was that the skin that had entered her head? And what if she didn't kill any creatures that fed the skin? Would the skin feed on her next? All of these were thoughts she did not want to face, but down in the abyss, she was consumed by them in every free moment of her struggle for survival. At least she wasn't all alone anymore. Years and years she fought to escape from the abyss. Day after day she hoped that she could finally see the sun again. But the more years passed, the less hope she got. But she wouldn't give up. She was no longer the scared girl who once fell into the abyss. She had grown, and her second skin with her. Where she once was the prey, she and her second skin had become the hunter. And one day her determination finally paid off. But the day when she saw the sun again was not only happy, because she had learned a lot over the decade that she had lived between two worlds. The beings, of whom she had killed countless, were not normal predators. They didn't kill to survive. They killed just because they wanted to destroy and devour everything. The girl had never felt hatred when she saw a pack of predators kill and feast on prey as a child, but she hated these beings from the bottom of her heart. They just killed to kill, and they wanted to devour everything from the girl's world. But she wouldn't let that happen. She continued to kill countless of these creatures, and other people heard of her, of the girl who came back. They gave her many names, but the most memorable of them was simply Monster. People no longer saw in her the little girl who had fallen into the abyss, but a repulsive creature that crawled out of it to destroy them all. The people that the girl tried at all costs to protect from what lay beneath the desert loathed her. When she was seen, people fled, or insults and stones flew in her direction. And often enough warriors would stand in her way, trying to kill her. All of that broke her heart. But she had made a decision. She would not betray or attack the people. She would protect them. Even if she often fought with herself, with the feelings of anger and betrayal which followed her no matter where she went. But whenever these feelings started overwhelming her, she saw past the angry warriors who wanted to destroy her, to the young mothers with their children, the grandparents who had built homes with their own hands for their children, and all the little everyday signs of charity that could be seen everywhere where people live. And if she betrayed all of that, what would be left of the little girl who had fallen into the abyss all these years before? Still, the price of all that, the pain she feels every time she's identified as a monster and attacked, is higher than she could have ever imagined. But it is a burden that she has no problem to impose on herself when it is necessary to keep her people alive. Even if she has to destroy cities herself, to take away the deceptive and false hope that the people have a chance against the abyssal creatures, it is part of her task, because only when people are alive can they start anew. And if they don't flee from the abyssal creatures, they will flee from her, even though she has never done anything to a human. It doesn't matter what is said about her. It doesn't matter whether the stories about her are exaggerated by drunk people in the bars or by the ones who flee from her. It doesn't matter if, despite her innocence, she is now seen as a ruthless and heartless murderer known to kill women and children. And it doesn't matter if she is seen as a monster forever. She will continue to fight the beings under the desert. And if it saves human lives that they flee from her, she will gladly be the monster that everyone sees in her. The girl's name no longer exists. It has been replaced by a disgusting version of the name she once had, which, like she herself, is touched by the abyss. She is no longer called Kaiser, but Kaisa, the daughter of the void.